Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. I have my what solds from over the weekend. I believe it is 7 items that are going out the door today. And something that, I like to tell myself too is you have to list to sell. So my kids turned 11 over the weekend. It was a very busy weekend. I didn't get a lot of listings up as much, but still sold stuff, still getting stuff out the door, still great opportunities right now to get tons of inventory. So let's get into what sold. This Denim & Company velvet top, I picked this up. This came from the Salvation Army. This was kind of what I'm gonna call a dud for me. I thought that this would do really well. I had $4.10 into this. I must have gone off the deep end that day because typically I don't spend that kind of money on a top, particularly. This, I did put Y2K in it. Like if you see the Denim & Company tag, this is from years and years ago. It sold today for $22.50. They did use a coupon, so that is part of this. And the cost of goods, again, were $4.10. In the future, unless I was getting this at a yard sale, I would not pick this up again. So you're gonna see my estimated profit, $7.59. So that was not the greatest sale ever. I still made profit, so that is a good thing. And my buyer is getting a top, a vintage top, a nice vintage Denim & Company. It's like that squishy velvet feel. I don't know if squishy's crunchy. I don't know. I've heard people say crunchy for velvet. Squishy, crunchy, I don't know. All kinds of different words for everything that is selling for sure. It's hard to keep up with keywords. Do you guys have trouble keeping up? And when you're making listings, do you have trouble figuring out what listing or what keyword you should use in the listing? I know that I've been trying to research more and put, more keywords in my listings if I can to attract more buyers. So it's definitely something, if you spend a little time learning about it, it can definitely be worth it. Keywords, I remember when I was first selling on eBay, we never really keywords wasn't a thing. Now the last few years, keywords in listings is a huge deal and a lot of people are doing it. So, and buyers are looking for these particular keywords in order, for them to find exactly what they're looking for. So that's a great thing to remember. Where is the tag on this? Is this new? These, I don't know. Okay, these are Eileen Fisher. They have little stripe pants. This is their organic cotton, yes, it's organic cotton. 100% organic cotton, 1X. Really, really nice. If you saw a video not too long ago, I picked up for $5 about $5 a piece, 4 pairs of Eileen Fisher, this organic cotton pant. And I wasn't totally sure if it would do as good as like their linen does, but this is my second pair that is sold. I sold 1 pair on Poshmark before I was grounded. That's what I've been saying now. I'm grounded on Poshmark. But today I got ungrounded. So and if you're wondering what that means, they suspended me because of relisting and delisting. It seems to be the issue, and Poshmark came in now with their new rules and said, no, you're not going to be able to do that. And they gave me like a 5-day suspension. And because I really was not working too much over the weekend because of everything going on in my family this weekend with parties and my kids' birthdays, I didn't really fight it. So I knew today it was going to come off. I did just put a few fresh items on Poshmark, but Poshmark, I don't know. I want to be friends, Poshmark, but this is out of control. So I'm back on there today. I did list some stuff. I probably would have had a 1 or 2, 3 sales over the weekend from Poshmark if it was up and running. I keep saying this, or at least I don't know if I've said it on the channel or not. I've really strongly been considering deleting my entire Poshmark store and just starting from fresh, but it has not gotten to that point yet. I'm not saying that I won't do that, but I really think it would be beneficial for both Poshmark and I if we did that, because it's harder for me to always remember to take listings off of Poshmark. And I do have List Perfectly, I have all of those things, but time and making sure I do all that stuff is a problem at times. So I probably would just like to start fresh, start new, and that could be coming up. And did any of you guys get suspended from Poshmark? Am I the only one? I know I said before, I think Becky Park did, but I haven't seen a video yet to see what her resolution was from that. So, okay, you guys know Eileen Fisher, always a good pickup. The bigger the size, the better. I actually, what I said, I have like 5 pairs of these pants. I've sold 2 so far. I've had them at the longest 3 weeks, possibly just 2. So they sold for $50.25. These did cost me $5. They did also use a 30% off coupon that I have running in my store. And I've mentioned before, every Tuesday I reset my coupon and reset not my coupon. I have a coupon that runs, typically I do it per season. So I have a coupon that started probably middle of May, and it's gonna run till the end of September. So anybody coming into my store will see this coupon. And then I also have sales running as well every week, every Tuesday. That is when I reset those sales. So the estimated profit, $28.36. I'm so happy with that. Great sale. But you guys know, we all know, Eileen Fisher, awesome to find. And in my area, I only typically find it at this high-end thrift store, or consignment store, excuse me, that I have a deal with her, and I go in there, and you know, that's typically where I only find my Eileen Fisher. So just got to keep your eyes open, find those opportunities to make friends and learn about, you know, this consignment opportunity that I have is awesome. It's awesome for us both, because, you know, she can still make a little bit of money on items that people did not pick up from her consignment store, and she's not losing out because the items would be donated or otherwise. So she comes to a great deal with me, and this is I would assume the case all over the place. This could be possible. I'm sure there are in more metropolitan areas, bigger areas, there's probably already resellers that have this kind of deal. But if you're looking for places to get higher end inventory, it is always worth just striking up a conversation. Maybe you're a regular at a consignment store. Start a conversation with the person behind the counter. Start a conversation with the manager or the owner, and see if there's a possibility there that maybe you guys could strike a deal whenever that he or she is getting ready to change the season in their thrift store. My thrift store also runs a lot of $5 rack sales this time of year too. So I'm always looking for that to supplement my store when I need to. This is American Eagle, really cute boho top. I did like this one. This is really cute. I actually have a top like this. It's Lucky brand. I think I just like this dark green color in general. It's button down, super cute. I'm not picking up American Eagle as much. I've mentioned that before. It just is not my cup of tea. I love American Eagle for myself. I have a lot of American Eagle. I just have not been having the luck that I used to have with it. If I can get it really cheap, I love to pick it up. But other than that, I'm not picking it up. I used to pick up American Eagle jeans, pants, everything. Anywhere I could find them, any size. I've really cut back on doing that. So they did use a coupon on this. This cost me $1. It sold for $18.75. My estimated profit, $11.30. Not bad for an American Eagle top, right? So I think also style-based is a big thing too with American Eagle. I love their graphic print sweatshirts. I'm always a sucker for those. And I think other people are too. They have just, I love their leggings. I love everything. But the resale value on their stuff is just currently at the moment not really there. But my motto is everything sells. So if you can get it cheap and you want, you know, you have the space to keep it, definitely go for it. That's what's nice about being in control of your own eBay store. You get to pick what is in your store. And you get to put in there what you like and don't like. You know, if you don't like it, you don't sell it. You do you, right? Okay, we'll get this out today. These are all going Ground Advantage. You know, don't forget to check when you're shipping your items. There are times where the weight of the item makes more sense to ship it in a priority mailer. The cheapest mailer like this is the Tyvek mailer, and then we have the padded. The padded is more expensive to ship your item. I also find that with like clothing and stuff, you can kind of get stuff in this one better. But depending on where it goes, depending on what area you're in, check and make sure that you're not going to receive a better deal by using one of these priority mailers. Let's say 90% of the time, if you're just selling clothing, you're going to probably get a better rate shipping through eBay through Ground Advantage. But there are those, you know, 10% of the time where it's going so far, the item weighs, you know, maybe it's a jacket and it weighs, you know, it's a $10 charge, it would be Ground Advantage, but if you shipped it in the Tyvek mailer, it would be cheaper. So just, you know, we have to look out for ourselves with this too, and making sure that you're not overspending when it comes to shipping. Tahari, 100% linen top. I've had this for a while, but look at this. It's cute. It's got a really nice back detail. I don't think these actually open. No, it's just decorative back, 100% linen, a size large. I only now pick up Tahari for the most part if it is 100% linen. Otherwise, it's just hanging out. It's not going anywhere. So I do like to pick up the tops when I can get nice ones, 100% linen, good price. This sold for $11. My estimated profit is $8 on this item. So I'm happy it's out of my inventory and off to its new home in, let's see where it's going, Florida. This time of year, I don't have to wish that I'm in Florida because it's so nice in the Northeast and it's sunny. Well, most days it is. Some days it rains, but most days it's pretty good. We can get outside and go to the amusement park. But in February, you'll hear me say when I see Florida sales, oh, I want to go to Florida. I should go to Florida next year. I'm going to think about that. It's always fun just to, I don't even need to go to Disney. I don't need to go to some fancy resort. I like to rent an Airbnb with a pool and just plan our day, you know, whatever. Go to Gatorland. That's in Orlando. We've done that. That is really fun. Highly recommend Gatorland. It's entertaining. And I think you get to feed the gators. That was fun. That was a little weird though, because pelicans are like everywhere trying to get the fish when you're feeding the gators. But that was really fun. I enjoyed doing that. Okay, so this is going out today. Get this out. I hope you all had a great weekend, a great Father's Day. Happy Father's Day if you're a father. You know, happy Father's Day to your fathers and your husbands and everybody. It was a very nice weekend here. Father's Day actually fell this year on my twins' birthday, which is funny. They turned 11. So, and when they were born, it had also fallen on Father's Day. So it's always been a really special time for my family, my husband, you know, just having them born on that day. It's really special. So, okay. Next up, you might remember this shirt. I sold this to an international buyer about 2 weeks ago, I believe, and they did not pay. I had it all ready to go. I even put it in a video because I'm like, they're gonna pay, it'll be fine. They didn't pay. That's okay, it happens. Just remember to have set up, there is a feature that you may or may not know about. The feature is after 4 days, eBay does send out reminders for the buyer to pay. After I believe it's 4 days, if they have not paid, they will close the case on the buyer because you can't relist anything. You can't do anything with it. They give them at least those 4 days to pay. Lots of reminders from eBay. You can also send reminders. You can send personal messages to the buyer just saying, I am ready to, hello, hope you're doing well, hope everything is good. I'm eager to ship your item as soon as I receive payment. Can you please let me know when that will be, and I will get your item out to you. Some people just forget. Some people go online and they're like, oh, I'm gonna offer something, and I don't know, they don't remember, and everybody's busy. So what eBay does is, I believe at least that it used to be they would open a non-payment buyer, and I think some kind of mark goes on your account. If you do it too many times, you may get grounded from eBay. Yeah, so they take, and then I just go back in, I hit the sell similar button once the case has been closed, and you don't want to go, you have to give them that amount of time. It's just, it's frustrating, especially when I was a new seller. It was very frustrating because, you know, you don't have a huge inventory and you're waiting on those every sales, and they're not, if somebody's not paying, that's money you're not getting in your pocket. That's somebody else. That's an item that somebody else could be buying and paying right away, and you're just hanging out waiting. I have to say that this does not happen very often anymore. eBay, 2 years ago, you might have heard me say, oh my gosh, you know, buyers aren't paying. I have a buyer not pay 2-3 times a month or something. This is rare for me. This might have been either the first or second time only this year. It's June, and so this doesn't happen very often. Don't let that deter you from selling on eBay at all. And they do have a good policy. They will refund you your fees and everything. So don't be discouraged. Just, you know, relist. And like I said, this sold again. I would have made more off the other sale. They used a coupon. This was also a $5 item from my high-end thrift haul. So it sold for $21.75. They used the coupon. I had the cost of goods in there. So ultimately, at the end of the day, $8.60 is around what I made off of this. So again, didn't have it a long time. This is heading to Puerto Rico. So that is going out today. What do we have? Okay, so this, I don't even know if I I don't believe I posted the video yet for this one, but I got this just a little over a week ago at a garage sale. The lady, this might have $1 or $2, I can't remember. This I don't think was 50 cents, but they did use a coupon on this. It sold for $27, and my estimated profit, $15.37. So I got a bunch of new with tags, Old Navy at one house. They had a power soft bra, they had a dress, they had this really nice, it's 4X, new with tags. It does say $4 on the tag, it was not $4. So, and I think I mentioned in the video too that a lot of the plus size, anything I think 2X and above, I could be wrong, it might be even just 1X and above, is all sold online on Old Navy. This one I think even says, no, this one doesn't, but the other one I sold, they're plus size stuff. And I haven't been in an Old Navy store in years, so they were just, for the most part, you could only get this stuff online. And I think when they would get returns, I would see plus size stuff sometimes in their like clearance area. I think maybe they just clearance it out because they don't keep it in stock. So it is a good way to get inventory, but I like selling new with tags, Old Navy. I just don't find a lot of the maxi dresses. I did get a dress in this haul. It was not a maxi dress, but well, it does sell eventually. I'm not surprised this sold super quick. It was really cute. It had this thing called no peek buttons. So you can rest assured nothing will be shown when you're wearing this. So it was a really quick flip. I was hopeful that it would sell quick. I figured it would, and it did. So that was a nice flip from a yard sale. I love yard sales. And you'll notice if you really get into reselling and you start really sourcing more at yard sales, church sales, your profits are going to go up. You'll have a lot more wiggle room with your offers. And I think that's why like June is typically a good month for me, because I'm well on my way into yard sales, church rummage sales, anything that's going on, community sales. And don't be discouraged by the rain. Over the weekend, I found some really great stuff and it was pouring in my area. So some of the sales did cancel until later in the day, or they moved it to another weekend, but a lot of them stayed open. If they had a garage, if they had, tents or whatever, and rain will scare some people away. So there's deals to be had, don't still drive around, try those sales if you can. It's definitely worth it. And in my area, at least, almost every weekend there's some kind of church sale. So just be on the lookout. The best thing I can tell you about church sales is follow the churches local to you on Facebook, and then hopefully they will post when their sales are. I'm going to say churches don't always post their sales. I would say it's 50-50. I think that they have to channel into like some of the younger parishioners to get them to use Facebook and things like that, because a lot of times I'm disappointed because I'll hear about a church sale that I like to go to, but I had no way to hear. I just had to hear about it kind of through friends that I know of. There wasn't anything on Facebook, and I'm even following these groups. But it's definitely worth following these church sale groups on Facebook, because if you do notice them and you kind of maybe mark down what month they do their sale, if you like it, you could keep just a little notes in your phone to say, okay, St. Peter's does their sale the first week in June most every year. I'm going to keep an eye out for that one. And if you're really want to go for it, you can even call and ask around, hey, will you be having a rummage sale? A lot of these churches during daytime hours will have, someone working in the office answering the phone. So, hey, squeaky wheel gets the oil. You want to know where the good stuff is. You want to know where the sales are. We got to find them. We got to go out and find them. I'm hopeful in the future churches will be a little bit better about using Facebook and talking about stuff like that, because it would be so beneficial for them to be doing that. So hopefully in the future that'll be something that happens. So I did tell you I profited $15.37. I do believe I told you that. So this is around $85 in items going out. I would have liked it to be a little higher, but it's a new week. I have amazing new items. I hit a high-end, not an estate sale, I would call it. They spend a lot. They just buy all this stuff. They possibly could have be doing pallets, but I'm not sure. But just like a sneak peek, brand new Doc Marten boots. I got 2 different pairs. So much good stuff. We the Free pants, favorite daughter pants. So I am gonna do a haul strictly from that sale, and it's the most money I typically spend is at this sale in the summer. It's one I wait for every year, and it sounds like they're gonna be doing it again in July. So I don't wanna give away too much because I wanna tell you all about it when I tape the video. So thank you all for hanging out with me and seeing what's sold on this Monday. I hope you hit up a lot of sales, you're making sales, making some money. Tell me what you're picking up and what looks good right now in your store. Are you finding a lot of new with tags? This is the time of year that I find quite a lot of new with tags. If you hear screaming in the background, my son is gaming with his friend. You might not hear it, but if you do, typically you hear my cat or Luna, but my son is back there. And I said, could you just be quiet just for like 20 minutes? Well, we're getting to that point where it's almost 20 minutes. So he's talking to his friends. But thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all. I put out about 2 to 5 videos a week, all about thrifting and what I can find, what's selling good for good deals. And if you like videos like that, subscribe, like the video, comment, let me know what you like to pick up thrifting. I love learning from you all, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. It's been a wild and crazy week after just getting monetized. It's a very exciting time, and I'm excited to bring you all new videos and just keep enjoying the ride. So thank you all. I will see you all in the next video. Happy thrifting. Have a great day. Bye-bye.